Hey everybody, I'm not sitting in the chair, but it's still no politics today. I wanted to talk about something I'd mentioned, using something for my husband, getting him some immunity tea, a tea mix, loose tea mix. And I wanted to show you what I got. This is immunity. This is called Gardenica. And the ingredients in this loose tea, let me open it to show you. It is loose tea. I can open this. It's loose tea. I want to show you the ingredients. Of course, eating a proper human diet is the basis for all health. But in times when there are contagious things floating around, and wintertime and whatnot, can't hurt my health, right? But what is in this? It is organic amalaki, organic echinacea herb, organic burdock root, organic spearmint, organic ginger root, organic tulsi, organic guduchi. I don't know what that is actually. To look that up. I should have looked that up before I got it here. Organic lemongrass and organic ashwagandha. So all of these are good for boosting your immunity, keeping your immune system afloat. What I use to do that is this little thing. It just has a little cap right here. It's all, if you can see, it's all got little holes in it. Little tea, I forgot what you call it, infuser, I forgot what the name of it was. And it sits across your cup. Of course, you can't have a giant mug, or this won't sit across it. But any average coffee mug, this can sit across. And you can be sure your hot water's filled up to, where it can get a hold of what's in here. But I used that mix, but what I also did is I used a lot of things that I grew, and I was going to show you what we grew here. Herbs that are good for respiratory, soothing the throat, all kinds of stuff. I put it's a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of the loose tea. But in it, I also just sprinkle some feverfew, which is called bachelor's buttons. Let me see. Dried bachelor's buttons. I put some of that in there. I put some of our sage, dried sage in there. Just regular garden sage. I put in there, now I only had a lavender plant this year, so I didn't get a whole lot off of it, and I've already used some of it. But I dried it, and then I put it in the bag. Make sure before it goes in this bag sealed up that it is 100% bone dry, or you will end up with mold on it. But yeah, this is lavender flower heads. I put some of that in there. I put some peppermint from our plant out here in a pot. And I didn't think I would have any of this year. I planted marshmallow. And I was thinking I'd read that you only use the flowers, and it doesn't really flower till the second year, I think is what it said, or maybe that's the evening primrose, I don't know. But I've checked on that, and it said you can use the leaves in the tea. This has because it's marshmallow, it has like a mucilage kind of, it's like a soothing quality. And this is dried marshmallow leaf. I'll put it the other way. Off the plant. And it did have one bloom this year, but I think it'll bloom better next year if it lives through the winter. So I put all of that in there. And put the hot tea in it and infused it for about 5 minutes. Maybe a little bit more, I think. And I always put a little stevia in there. I have organic stevia. And I also have organic monk fruit stevia mix, and so I'll put a couple of that in there. And you can also use a teaspoon or two of raw honey, local raw honey in there if you want to. It's not carnivore, no, it's not eating carnivore. But when you're, if you're feeling under the weather, it's not going to hurt you just to do that. The raw honey, and maybe even a teaspoon of just straight lemon juice, you could add to that. But I did all that. And my gosh, that was really good. That was actually excellent. Very comforting. Although I'm more of a coffee person than a tea person, me to drink coffee, it requires heavy cream. Got to have heavy cream. So, anyway, I recommend this. This is pretty nice stuff. I mean, I don't know if I can tell you that it cures anything, but these are herbs that go with supporting the immune system, especially the echinacea. I tried to grow echinacea and mine just did not grow. So I have a lot of these things. And I also get some things from Mountain Rose Herbs. And for my elderberry syrup that we're going to mix up soon, as soon as my husband feels like standing there and us doing it. Of course, we've got the elderberries already picked and in the freezer. And I'm going to put in a astragalus root. Astragalus root is something I always put in it. You can get it dried astragalus roots. It's cut up, it's dried, and you just, depending on how big your batch is, you can use 4 ounces or 8 ounces of astragalus root. I got a Mylar bag of that from, I think it was Mountain Rose Herbs. And I got, or maybe it was on eBay, I can't remember where I got that this year. And I got a bag of marshmallow root because, you know, my plants are baby plants, and I got, I think, a marshmallow root. So when I cook up the elderberry, I'm going to add in astragalus root, marshmallow root, and I'm going to float in some cinnamon sticks. And let me see, is there something else? Usually I put in like a tablespoon of my homemade vanilla that we've made from our own vanilla beans. That, well, not from our vanilla beans, but from vanilla beans that I was given or I purchased. One time somebody sent me some, and then the next time I bought them. So, yeah, so you know, this tea is really good. You just take any dried herbs. I like sage tea. If you have medical problems, please look up whether any ingredients we're talking about are things you should not have. I bought another tea, a Lipton tea, a detox tea, and it tastes really good, except that when I looked in the store, I didn't notice it had licorice root. I like the taste of licorice root in tea. Love it. However, be warned that licorice root can raise your blood pressure. So if you already have high blood pressure, I would be careful not to drink tea with licorice root in it. At least not very often. I'd found a tea I liked. I didn't know about licorice root. This was like several years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And I was drinking this tea almost every day. And come to find out, it had licorice root in it. And I was taking it daily. And apparently, you know, licorice root raises your blood pressure. And it did raise mine. Now, mine was never high to start with, but it did raise it up to levels that I normally don't see, which is still low for most people. One other thing I didn't bring out here that I did put in here is dried lemon balm. I did put that in there. I have lemon balm tincture already made up, which is, you know, you get the lemon balm in there, you pour vodka or rum or whatever over it, you let it sit for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. I have mullein, dried mullein leaf, and mullein is good for respiratory. It's also very bitter. So is feverfew, so that's why the sweetener. But the combination of this tea was really good. So I encourage you to grow an herb garden. I mean, if you buy these herbs dried in Mylar bags, it can be very expensive. For example, last year I bought a 4-ounce bag of astragalus root for $8, and I used it in my elderberry concoction. This year when I went looking for it, oh my gosh, it has gone it's gone up so far. It was double the price it was last year. So anything you can grow is going to offset the cost of making your immunity teas. So that's all I want to do, just talk about some herb tea, and we'll catch you later. Oh, by the way, one good thing, before anybody asks me, Bash has been crowing his head off all day. Anytime a rooster stops crowing, you know he doesn't feel well. This boy hasn't shut up today. He looks perkier. He looks like he feels better. So I think we might have turned a corner with Sebastian, at least for now. He's still an old rooster. He's still 7.5, okay? But for now, he feels better. So thought you might want to know that, you Bash fans. I'm a big Bash fan myself. Take care, everybody.